What's up, everybody, man? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the family. And if I seem excited, it's because I am. I love my family. It's magnificent people in it. Now, what I got for y'all today is some more family request content, man. That's how it works. Once you join the family, you leave something in the bottom. And, yeah, if I haven't seen it, I call up the entire family. We check it out together, man. This one right here is intriguing to me. Glasgow gang documentary. Family asked me to look up the gangs in Glasgow. I didn't know, okay? No disrespect, guys. I know real happening everywhere, okay? I want no problems. Just saying. Just thought Glasgow was like, you know, like a quiet place where, you know, people just chill out and, you know, talk about Wild Marcus is cool. Then what happens there? Well, that's what my mind said. Maybe we can get like that one day. But anyway, till the meantime, let's check out the Glasgow gang documentary, shall we? Hit the sub button, hit the bell, hit the join button if you're really intrigued. And I'll see you on videos that you haven't seen before. Let's go.
This is a real-life scene from the streets of downtown Glasgow, captured on closed-circuit television cameras.
Yep.
Roving bands of young guys make their way through the street. They move in on another youth.
Oh, shit.
They corner him against a car. One of the guys pulls a knife.
Oh, shit.
A machete, in fact.
Damn, that's not a knife, baby. Yeah, that's...
It's a relentless, vicious attack.
Yo, can we show this? I mean, we're not actually seeing what's happening. You know how YouTube is. Damn, they don't like nobody to show nothing. Not nothing. Tighten up, YouTube. That's brutal, though. Damn.
The boy nearly died. The teen wielding the knife was caught and charged with attempted murder. A random attack? No.
That's what the kids do on a Friday night.
Damn! That's what they're doing on Friday night in Glasgow. Y'all been inviting me to Glasgow. I'm scared, man. I'm nervous. That's the
They'll be
kids.
sober when they leave home. They will take a knife with them.
Joking.
It will be a locking knife. They'll hide it down the front of their shorts. They'll go a short distance and they'll meet some of their friends.
Okay.
They'll share a bottle of wine. They'll share some high-strength lager or beer. Then they'll meet another group. The other group
That damn alcohol is always the culprit, ain't it?
will be the opposition, who will have had the same preparation for the evening. And then they'll fight.
Can I ask you a question? Is that what they call a chip?
That's a slash.
When did that happen?
Oh, when I was drunk, just going out fighting and all that shit. So I was impulsive. Got stain at my face.
What happens in the party?
And what happened?
I was slashed with a knife. What's up?
And they could fight 100 times, and the worst that will happen is somebody will get caught and be kicked several times, or someone will get punched. But now and again, two men will square up, or young men will square up, one with a knife and the other with a baseball bat. Who dies and whose family visits the grave and whose family visits them in prison is completely random.
Wow.
Knife crime is pervasive in Glasgow.
I'm just, wow. Here we are, thinking that gun violence is horrible. Man, that knife, though? Sheesh, man. That's some personal shit right there, bro. Man.
What?
You're lucky to be alive.
What? Yeah, I know.
Every 6 hours, someone reports a serious slash to the face.
They call it $150 up this way, but
The scars
not this way.
are worn proudly,
Close to here.
a
But yeah.
measure of their manhood.
Wow. Damn.
These boys are from Postle Park, an area rife with gang activity.
Anybody from Postle around here? Hey, guys, I just want to know. It's okay.
It's the way of life.
What do you mean? Just push your face somewhere, people try to fight with you in the town centre. And it turns ugly. Right, sometimes.
Hey,
Recreational violence and territorialism.
What's recreational violence?
There's no profit. If you're a robber and you present a knife to
said there ain't no
somebody
profit.
and say, give me your watch, there's a profit in that.
Yeah.
You're getting a watch for your trouble. With territorialism, recreational violence is just, why are you fighting? Because you don't come from here.
The hell are you doing
We
around
come
here?
from here, you come from there, we
That's
fight.
crazy.
What causes the fight?
That's rough, man.
Rivalry.
Rivalry over
Because
what?
people want to be the best.
The best at what?
It's like that been going on since the beginning of time, though. People always gonna have conflict in some sort of fashion. I don't know. It just gets some people's blood going. I don't know. It's crazy. It's just the way of life I come to see, you know. It's always interesting to find out different parts of the world what's happening at, though, right? I know. I talk about it. Real.
Mr. Fighting, madness, that. This better not be in Glasgow, and I'll sue your asses to the ground.
Damn.
Here's the territory they come from and fight over. They're known as the Schemes, the poorest parts of the city.
So that's the
In
hood?
North America,
Schemes called the hood?
we would call them the housing projects.
Hey, you call it the ghetto, but be honest.
The violence may start here, but as we showed you, it often spills onto the streets of downtown.
She said in Northern America we call
Here's
it the
another
housing
example.
projects.
On this particular
I'm sorry, that was funny. Oh, shit. No, man, not all housing projects is the hood, okay? But some are.
night, several groups of young men meet up downtown, and the result is a full-on brawl. Over 600,000 people live in Glasgow.
It's determined to beat them with that
2,000
belt.
boys and young men take part in gang violence.
Shit. Damn.
There's nothing to make them think twice.
Kathleen Mulhall, sister of gang victim.
Kathleen Mulhall has lived in the Postle Park neighborhood her whole life. She knows some of the gang members here only too well.
My brother was attacked by a gang, and the injuries that they gave him caused him to die.
How old is he?
37.
Kathleen's brother Stephen was walking across a local park one night when he was attacked by a group of boys.
Damn.
There was bricks and bottles and stones used, and there was also a metal scooter that was used to strike Stephen in the head.
A scooter?
A scooter. Like a manual scooter.
The kind a child would use.
Yes, yeah. The impact that the scooter had in Stephen's head caused a fractured skull, which caused a blood clot, which over a period of time, because the blood clot was growing, caused Stephen to die.
Damn. Shit real, man. It really don't take much to hurt each other, though, family. I mean, like, shit, it's tremendously easy to hurt each other, you know. I think it's just terrible, but shit, man. If you lose your temper, the person be gone. Just like that. It's crazy.
After our interview, we were shooting scenes of graffiti on this wall near the park where Stephen was killed. Kathleen spots us and drives up.
Young Postal Fleeto, YPF.
She explains the significance of the names on the wall.
Billy Joe, he was charged with murder. He was 14 at the time, so that's his name there.
This, as it turns out, is what she has to look at every day. The names of neighborhood boys who have been charged with murder.
Dan then, as you can see, that's
They put him on the wall?
02. He was charged with murder.
Including the name of the teenager who killed her brother.
Damn, that's gotta be hard to look at.
You can make the assumption that what we've done up until now has not worked, and let's start again.
John Carnahan has been on the Strathclyde police force for over 30 years, investigating these crimes every day, chasing and arresting young men. In fact, Carnahan has a permanent reminder of what it's like on the street. What happened?
It was, I was a young detective and relatively fit, and there was a fella breaking into a school, and we got the call, went to it, saw him, chased him for about a mile and a bit. He was getting away and I was just about to give up. He jumped over a fence, and as I jumped over the fence, I caught my finger on the top. That was it. And the annoying thing is, for years after, I tried to find out who it was, because I wanted to go back to him years later and say,
Yeah.
he cost me a finger.
BBC
Blade
Frontline
culture
in the
Glasgow
60s.
is nothing new.
Even a stabbing might not get more than a few lines down column in the Glasgow papers.
Damn.
Because in this city of violence, ordinary stabbing is hardly news anymore.
That's crazy.
For the last 30 years,
This is in the
the
60s they
headlines
was
have been
saying that.
practically the same as they are today.
I ain't know y'all was like that. I hear you though. Shit.
Today in Glasgow, Gang violence takes as many lives as it did back in the 60s, about 70 people a year. Carnahan asked his chief intelligence officer to look into the situation, to give him a better idea of why this was happening.
I didn't just look at Glasgow in the last 2 or 3 years, I looked at it over 30 years. And what we found was that despite all the effort and money and time that we'd spent, we had made no appreciable impact into violence and scope in Strathclyde. Nothing.
I mean, coming from the States, I guess we ain't the ones to talk about gang violence and a lot of that shit going on here too. I mean, a lot of that shit going on here. But I don't know, man. Just to see that shit be all over like that is just mind-blowing, right?
Kluski didn't only look at the crime statistics. She looked at every statistic coming out of the schemes. And suddenly, they had the big picture.
Schemes.
This was not only the knife capital of Europe.
I like that word.
These neighborhoods
Schemes.
were a death trap for men in general. For example, the average life expectancy for a man in the United Kingdom is 76. The average life expectancy for a man in Iraq after the war is 67. Here, in the poorest parts of Glasgow, the average life expectancy for a man is 54.
Damn.
54.
Man, tell me you got worse odds in the military?
Why? It's a
I'm just saying,
perfect
like
storm
war
of factors.
vets and shit.
High unemployment. 1 in 6 households is fully unemployed. No one is working. High rates of alcoholism, depression, lung disease, low levels of education. Now, armed with this information, Superintendent John Carnahan came to a new conclusion. The policeman decided that scenes like this weren't just a crime. He decided scenes like this were a public health catastrophe.
Wow.
If you've got a block of flats with 15 flats in it, and they're on a street,
That's a
and
lot
the
of
street's
feet
in an area of
kicking
high
you, bro.
deprivation,
That's crazy.
why is it the kids who are in those flats, the guy in the top flat becomes a teacher, the woman on the other side, she ends up a prostitute and a heroin addict, and the boy at the bottom becomes a murderer, and the guy on the other side becomes a victim? Why is that? Why? They live in the same street, they live in the same area. The difference is what's behind the front door. The difference is those early years. So I think the way to look at it is perhaps different from that criminal justice thing. And the way to look at it perhaps is to think about it in terms of a public health issue. If we had applied, for instance, let's say that 40 years ago public health had a problem with measles, and they decided that what they wanted to do was use the criminal justice model. Well, how would they have applied it to that? They would have built more hospitals. When you got spots, they would have put you into the hospitals and isolated you. They would have put more nurses to look after you. And once the spots got better, they'd let you out again. Now, it wouldn't have affected measles. We wouldn't have cured measles. But everyone would have felt a bit safer because the people who had and were infected were locked away.
Now, the detective isn't saying violent offenders shouldn't be locked away. In fact, there's a whole new raft of legislation. Just what?
Fight with other. I would question whether or not police should be doing this.
I didn't do that. It just kind of skipped through itself. But,
Some people think this social approach is not the responsibility of the police. For one, Bill Aiken, a former judge and now a Conservative member of Scottish Parliament.
Where I part company is the fact that I think that basically this is not a matter for police. This is a matter for social work services, for the welfare services, looking after the unmarried mother. Someone's got to be doing that, of course they have. But basically police officers should be out investigating and deterring crime.
You should be policing, not teaching moms.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to teach mums. That's nothing to do with me. But I
It
want
says
people who
nothing
should be
to do with me.
doing it.
I feel you.
But
on that.
critics of the new approach believe one thing. Tougher sentences and more jail time will make kids think twice before they pull that knife. That's the criticism now, that they aren't getting that message through lenient sentencing. Most.
It's been going on since the 60s and it's still going on. I don't know, man. Maybe we should just try to start early, like he said. Give everybody something, to do that, keep their ass busy and not in the streets where they gonna cut each other and shit, probably. I don't know, man. Having certain jobs in life, motivate you, or certain people, I don't know. It's gotta be, but I don't think just locking people away is forever is the key. Some people, it ain't even their fault that they. I know, but some people, it's not their fault that they react the way they are, or some people are actually a product of their environment that they've been through. Is what they know, and it's how they respond to things. And if it's that type of person, maybe you need to help them, not just be like, I don't want to deal with it. That's my idea.
People say that the sentences are too lenient for the kids to get any sort of message that the consequences are severe in this society.
Well, there's always the argument about, it's back to the, let's build more jails and lock more people up.
Right.
It's like the measles argument. It'll make us all feel much better, but it won't make one iota of difference to what's there.
Really?
They don't think about it. When they get into that fight, it's the heat of battle. It's that guy fighting you. You don't want him to get you. You want to get him. End of story. The last thing in anybody's mind is, I could end up in prison for that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I ain't thinking about that.
Why do you guys keep fighting if it's so dangerous?
Pride.
Carnahan and his team have only started their
Youngster,
research
man.
into gang violence a year and a half
These
ago.
look like good kids, I'm just saying.
So it's early days. In contrast, young men have been fighting each other in Glasgow for generations.
There you have it.
Everyone knows this problem won't be solved tomorrow, including Carnahan himself.
There isn't a single solution to this. I think it'll be 1,000 victories when you
How
go.
long are we talking?
I think it'll take a couple of generations.
Damn.
It's, but that shouldn't deter us.
Yeah, my man just said it take a couple generations.
Because we can start to make differences very quickly, I think.
I
What we
was
need to
feeling
do is we need to
optimistic
bring
till he
it on
said
to
that
commit
shit.
to that long term. We need to say, yeah, enough is enough.
Do you think everybody's ready to do that? Say enough is enough?
I think there are more and more people coming around to it, but I don't think everyone is there yet. Because the most important people that need to say that are the people who live in these challenged communities, are the young men who are in gangs.
Yeah.
We need to help them to walk away from them and say, I don't want to involve in this anymore.
That's hard. They ain't showing love, they ain't getting in other places sometimes.
As for Kathleen Mulhall, she won't stick around to find out how this story ends. She's had enough, all right.
She out of here.
She's moved out of her apartment to another, safer part of town.
It's time to leave here. There's too many bad memories here. I don't feel that I want to be part of a
I feel
community
you.
that they're
Brother.
all part of.
As for the boys of Possum Park, are they ready to say enough? To say no to gang violence? There's clearly a long way to go yet.
Okay. Damn. Ain't the police. Clap your hands. Well, damn. All right. I don't know, family. I definitely have learned something different. All right. And this documentary is from 2006. So it's old. Okay. Hopefully things are much better now. Y'all let me know in the comments. I know I got a lot of Glasgow family. Is things better now? Are the kids like less engaging and hacking each other and shit like that, man? Gang activities. It's getting better. I don't know. Leave it in the bottom. Let me know, man. That was definitely intense. I love 20-some odd seconds there. You can watch the originals in the bottom. You want to go check it out. It's the worst part of the video, family. The part where I got to go to get some more. More family content coming your way. Stay tuned for your boy. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. If you want to see some videos you haven't seen before, join the membership. But in the meantime, smack the sub button, hit the bell. They're free. I see you there.
Hating on the kid, I guess it's cause I'm vicious. Rolling up in something new and taking all the bitches. How you get your car that tone? That shit is so prestigious. I would compliment your shit, but